FormPilot AI automates document processing for accountants and businesses, saving them time and reducing errors to focus on the really strategic work. My name is Aksa Fulara. I'm a product manager, and I'm also joined today by David, an independent consultant, and Ahmed, a software engineer. All right, so let's see what's actually going on with accountants. Let's look at my CPA's example, Marcus. So Marcus, Marcus Rodriguez, he's my CPA, and let's look at his calendar in the morning. Monday morning, this is tax season. He arrives at the office, ready to help save families, save money. And in a few minutes, he starts to do data entry. A few hours go by, and he's still entering numbers, W-2s, 1049, 1099s, receipts, expense categorization. And finally, it's at only around 1:15 that he starts the actual tax strategy for his first client. So did you notice Marcus actually spends 4 hours on much of manual data, what I'd call manual data entry, for every 1 hour of strategic tax advice. This is the hidden crisis killing accountants today. And when I did a customer discovery, I found out that data entry is only one part of the puzzle. Accountants spend 35% of their time on manual tasks. A few different categories emerged. Number one, manual data entry, which I talked about a little bit, copying data from your identity documents, your or tax documents, your income statements into tax filings, which can be anywhere from 20 to 40 page PDFs. That has a hidden cost to it. Every hour of billable hours spent towards manual data entry largely equates to total of 4 billion of opportunity across the global market. And there's a compliance risk because if attorneys even make a smaller mistake in terms of pasting the wrong information or messing up the deductions, sort of leads to this either a missed deadline or refiling your taxes, which sort of adds to the sort of vicious cycle or pile of more documentation, more filings, and sort of the vicious loop continues. So the problem is massive. And we found that while these needs are applicable broadly to accountants in the future, it can go broadly to a lot of types of knowledge workers, whether that's legal, whether that's your financial experts. But again, today we want to focus on accountants. Next, these needs apply to all the accountants. However, in order to build a solution and solve for their needs, wanted to look at specific segments of accountants that we could start with. And here we found that the needs grow progressively, starting with your solo agents. These are agents who typically, let's say in this max peak capacity or like peak season, have up to like 200 returns at a time. Their main challenges are with the fragmented data workflows. You are in Sheets, porting over to a PDF filler, 10 different tabs are open, have a lot of clients to onboard, and so much of this fragmented data workflow is their bottleneck. When we go a little bit higher the segment in terms of in-house finance teams, they are not only just drowning in unstructured document processing, but they also need an integration with their existing system. You all might have heard of Drake tax and some of these Intuit tax, TurboTax, and like there are existing solutions for providers, and they need better integrations with AI to solve for this documentation problem. Slightly upper in the segment, again, mid-size CPA firm. That's sort of the third segment, which has a lot of help, anywhere from 10 to 100 preparers. And their returns range from like anywhere from 2,000 to 15K. Much of their challenge is in terms of scaling with manual processes. So they need automations that actually work. So with all these user segments in mind and the core bottleneck of document processing, we designed FormPilot. FormPilot AI is your full end-to-end workflow designed for accountants with a specific 3 key value propositions. One is automated form filling, everything to do from your data extraction from your identity, income, expense statements, and porting them into your final filings, PDFs. Second is your client query response, which is a lot of context switching happens between clients. Clients want the specific answer to their questions, like, hey, where is my file? Are we ready? What about this expense? Has this been categorized? And this requires a lot of context switching, which typically an LLM or AI agent should be easily able to handle with personalized case communication. In the final place of reviews and approvals, even though LLM does the driving, AI does the assistance, we want to make sure this CPA is still in control. And so we want to have reviews and approvals. And so let's break it down into how does it actually work. We start with a simple ingest, all of your tax documents that you want to fill, and this is the ideal PDF that you're looking at filling. And then you extract this information, whether it's structured data, transformer models. Again, we are in this age of like, hey, OCR is like a 10-year-old solution. This should have already been done, but here we are. And so fortunately, LLMs lend us to like even better solutions. So extracting that information and be able to auto-populate it and then integrate with the e-file platforms. And finally, human in the loop verification that allows you to actually have a CPA take control as needed and when needed. However, this is the full sort of vision and plan that we want to have for FormPilot as a starting point and for this demo day project. And again, to constrain it in the less than 10 weeks, we said, like, what does the POC look like? What does MVP look like? We scoped it down to a generic document or PDF that David will now walk you through. So over to you, David.
All right. Thanks, Aksa. All right. Hello. Let me now present to you our proof of concept. So this is how FormPilot works. The user uploads an empty or incomplete PDF form. The user uploads any support documents related to the form. The app pre-fills the form with any data that exists in the support documents. For the fields that were not pre-filled, the app will ask the user for the answers to these fields. When the form is complete, the user is prompted to download the PDF form. But just in case, if you run into any issues, just ask the chat agent. So what does this all look like? For the sake of time, we are presenting you with slides of FormPilot, but you're more than welcome to take it for a spin, as we'll explain shortly. All right, so for our proof of concept, we've started working with small PDF forms like the one you see here. One thing to keep in mind is that our proof of concept only supports text fields at the moment, but adding support to other field types is one of our priorities. So in this example, we see that there are 8 empty text fields: given name, family name, address 1, house number, address 2, postcode, city, and height. Next, we're going to head over to FormPilot. All right, the chat agent immediately asks us to upload the form, so we do that. Next, we use the upload form field in the side panel to the left. After the form uploads, the FormPilot reads the form and gives us a quick summary of the empty text fields. As you can see, it finds 8 empty text fields. Then it prompts us to upload any support documents in order to pre-fill the form or understand better what each of the form fields is about. Is there any way we could put it in full screen mode, Aksa? Because it looks a little small. Oh, is it? All right, let's keep going. All right, so right now, let's see. As it sometimes we are okay. And next, yes. All right, here we go. Great, thanks. Okay, but as it sometimes happens, we might get distracted and we forget that we had to do. So we ask the chat agent to help us out. The chat agent reminds us what it needs from us and keeps us focused on the workflow. We have a document with information relevant to the form, so we'll upload that. And note that there are, yes, so then we are, okay, we have a support document. Let's keep going. The FormPilot is helpful and conversational. It will let us know about the pre-filled fields and also empty fields. And finally, after all of this, next slide, please. It'll help us. Okay, it'll help us. And finally, yes, it'll ask us questions about anything that is left, and we'll be able to download our form. There we go. And that's what we'll end up with. Thank you so much, Aksa. And all right. And we have a few other items that we'd like to share with you, but feel free to let us know. Next, please. And yes, some architectural aspects that we wanted to share, but FormPilot is in GitHub. And next, please. So yes, you can find FormPilot in GitHub. Feel free to join us in this project. Let us know if you'd like to get involved. Because yes, we love to build, ship, and share. So make use of it. Let us know what you think. Back to you, Aksa.
Yeah, thanks, David. I think coming back to some of the success metrics, how we want to evaluate our proof of concept, a lot of this value proposition is in terms of the cycle time for Marcus. So at least looking at 40%, at least 2 hours of his time saved, LLM accuracy in terms of filling up the PDF, and a reduction in labor overall. So these are the product metrics we'll be tracking. Overall for business, we'll be definitely tracking the growth, the user growth, as well as the forms and PDFs converted as well. And the last slide, yeah, we have a few different things around differentiation, why now, but I realize we may be out of time. So I want to pause here